What is going on to you, Scorpios? So you have the Eight of Cups, the Magician, the Empress, the Tower, the Two of Wands. You have the Seven of Wands, the King of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Hierophant. The Tower does represent Scorpio. Okay, so the Eight of Cups, the Magician, the Empress, right off the rip, a lot of you Scorpios are beginning to understand your own value, okay? And that a lot of you are developing that self-respect that I was talking about that a lot of you needed in the past. Because a lot of you understand that, you know, especially if you're going to be doing right by other people, this idea that people are trying to treat you like trash, you're not going to let it slide. You know, either they will treat you with respect or you're going to bounce. Simple. This idea of them acting like, you know, they fly, delusional. And the Magician represents, yeah, like this is a responsibility of yours to make sure that you get the respect that you want as you're getting to know other people. And that's something that you've been really too relaxed about in the past. But the Empress represents you'll be willing to work with other people, get to know other people, just as so long as there's a level of respect there. There can't just be lust there. You know what I mean? The two of you end up getting with each other super fast, and then the next thing you know, they start being disrespectful to you, and then you sitting up there ignoring it. It's like, no, if something is going to work, the two of you are going to have to actually talk about it, have some sort of verbal communication about it, so that the two of you can get to the bottom of it and actually work towards fixing that problem. And forget all that nonsense. Forget about all that nonsense about, you know, not helping a person fix their problems. If a person is going to be venting to you, I don't care who it is, help them fix their issues. Everybody should want their issues fixed. Because what is the point of sitting up there complaining about a situation that you're not actually planning on doing anything with? You know, the idea of, oh, well, I just want you to sit there and listen. Yeah, bull on that. Help them if they're in a particular situation. Anyone that you're going to be in a relationship with, make sure that they are communicative enough to actually have their problems fixed. That is a stupid idea. I don't want my problems fixed. I just want you to sit there and listen. So what in the world is this person sitting there and listening and not listening, but talking to you for if their problems are not trying to be fixed, unless they're trying to figure out the problem themselves? But anyway, the Tower and the Two of Wands now represents, so if they don't have that ability to come to the table and solve problems and work as a team with you and legitimately be on your team, right? Like, stop it with the nonsense of trying to hang out with you and then go against you, because people do that. A lot of you Scorpios, if they don't know how to put their sword down and not fight you, especially if they're supposed to be in a relationship or getting to know you, if the two of you are supposed to be building trust, then you'll let the relationship dissolve. The Two of Wands, and it doesn't matter at the end of it what the person says. It doesn't matter the gaslighting that they're trying to make it seem like. You Scorpios would be done, right? Because you've made up your mind, because you understand that they want you back, but at the same time, they want to control you. A real loving relationship is not about control at all. And that's the problem that a lot of people tend to have. The more control you want is the less control you actually have. I could show and prove that. So let's see how many people still come up with the trying to control. Losing their minds, playing games, trying to control somebody else. Makes absolutely no sense. But the Seven of Wands is about the hard work that a lot of you Scorpios put in. And there's a sense of confidence, right? King of Wands, there's a sense of confidence that comes with that. being able to tell people off when it's necessary, or when being able to not mess with people because you understand how hypocritical it is. The idea that you Scorpios, they want to control you based off of, but at the same time be in a relationship with you, but then disrespect you, but then love you, but then disrespect you. No, no. Love and respect go hand in hand. If you love someone, why would you try to tear that person down? Trying to tell y'all there's something wrong with the way that a lot of people think. But anyway, so the Seven of Wands and the King of Wands now represents, this speaks to the level of self-respect now that a lot of you Scorpios have, not being afraid to tell people off. And because you put in the work, you've had your heartbreaks, and you've done the work, you've done the internal work. So now the mentality is that if people don't want to respect you, it is what it is. You're going to get up on out of here, or they need to leave. The Knight of Cups is about, and this is what a lot of people in the future are going to have a problem with, the confidence, because it actually comes from a real source. It's the idea that you Scorpios know what not being in a relationship feels like, because you Scorpios represent transformation. You've had to go through breakup after breakup after breakup so many times, people entering in your life, then they cool, then they start acting a certain way, then the relationship ends up getting broken off. You've been through this cycle so many times. So now a lot of you Scorpios are like, this should be normal. This should be like academic, like, oh, okay, this is supposed to happen if you don't have enough common sense to respect me. You understand what I'm saying? I.e. you. Speaking from a first person perspective. The Ace of Swords and the Hierophant, however, the Hierophant is Virgo, and no, the Hierophant, that's the High Priestess. The Hierophant is Taurus and Sagittarius. But the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant is now about how, but this steps up the quality of the people that can remain in your life, because it means that if they're going to stay in your life, automatically they're going to have to become better. They're going to have to become more self-aware, because if they're not willing to become more self-aware, the two of you are obviously not going to become a partnership. It's going to be too difficult for them to keep up with. They're going to blame you for what it is that they lack internally. Because that's one of the games, that's the games. That's what people play games. That's the game, period. Trying to blame other people for some things that they lack internally, but unwilling to actually see certain things within themselves, even though they do see it, but specifically they're unwilling to actually address it. And that's what creates the problem. So now, So let's clarify. So let's clarify the Ace of Swords. Why not? Because I'm already looking at it. To clarify the Ace of Swords, we have the Justice, Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, Ten of Wands. You Scorpios are upsetting the balance of everything. The Magician represents Scorpio, so you did very much so show up. You have the Magician here on the main board too, the Tower and the Magician, both Scorpio cards. Y'all, you Scorpios are really coming into your own power, okay? Like I said before, because the problem that Scorpios have, I don't care if you give me a lot of views or you don't, I don't care. You have a problem with the lack of self-respect. And a lot of you Scorpios have learned to overcome that problem with real, substantial self-respect. It's not fake, it's real. The Justice and the Seven of Pentacles is, if people don't have a level of respect for you, you Scorpios don't care. That's the power about losing the things that you want. When you lose a lot of the things that you want, you're not afraid of losing stuff. You know what I mean? You just deal with the value. You're not really afraid of the loss, the actual physical or spiritual loss of it. You just deal with the principle of it. You're not afraid to walk away from relationships. anymore because you're used to people not really even being real to begin with. And then the Magician and the Ten of Wands is that, but let's see how long those people last without you.